on the topics regarding ELT. So one of my topics which I would like to present here is based on my conference papers, and I hope you will enjoy and learn. So the topic of my paper is investigating teaching speaking skills through A.V.Aids for the ESL learners, and that is the brief outline of my topic. Respected audience, as we know that English has become the dire need of this age, but we are not going to teach in that way. Why? Because speaking English is daunting at first. Normally you have seen in different academies and the so-called English teachers, what do they say? Come over here, within a week you can learn. That is not a way of teaching English in this sense. As we see, speaking comes after listening. How? The teacher speaks, he creates the linguistic atmosphere in the classroom, he is a role model for his students, then the students try to copy him. And language is what we speak. Language is basically what we speak. If we say someone has having command over his English, what does it mean? He is having the linguistic competency, grammatical competency, and his fluency as well. Right? That is the basic necessity of human beings as well. Every speaker wants to listen first and then to speak. I'm a speaker, I need the listeners. And you are my listeners, definitely you will be having some queries. You will have to ask those to clarify your concepts. Okay? And without it, we can't get proper space in the society. That is your speaking. And if we talk about its importance, that is very important. How? Everywhere we have to speak and no conscious effort is needed over here. How? Students also want to speak English, but they feel shy. And we are responsible to make them confident with our different techniques and the activities and the methods and the lesson plans as well. As I was saying, that speaking a language is always daunting at first. Oh, I have to speak this language. How? The people may laugh at me. You must be very relaxed. How? Your relaxation comes when you are confident. You know your matter and the text as well. Okay? And the core object of these speaking skills is always speak clearly, simply, and slowly. In this way, you are going to give or deliver your message to your audiences. If I talk about the impact of A.V.Aids, they are very important. How? They increase the effectiveness of teaching first, and then avoid excessive, empty, and meaningless verbalization in teaching English. And they reduce the teacher's talking time. How? You have to show just one A.V.Aid in the form of some realia, in the form of some objects, and instead of using hundreds and the bundles of the words, you have to just show that will be very quickly coming to their minds. It holds the attention span of the learners for a long time, because everything he can forget. But with the help of these A.V.Aids, he will remember them for a long time, and you as well. Okay? And it provides the interest and inspiration to the students and motivation as well. And if we talk about the significance of the study, as you know that A.V.Aids have become necessary for teaching or imparting English in a good sense. So, English language teachers should try to use the A.V.Aids in the classroom. So, with the help of this paper, I think the English language teachers, the students, and the institutions will be benefited by studying this research work. And the objectives are to improve the speaking skills of ESL learners, as Shella was saying, English as a second language. Because our Pakistani brains are good brains, because they are the multilingual. So we have to study or teach English as a second language. So when the students are coming to you, you have to teach them in such a way that first they should clarify their concepts, then every point, every I think lesson will be imprinted on their brains as well. To use A.V.Aids in an English language class, that was my objective, and to explore whether A.V.Aids can enhance the speaking skills of the ESL learners or not, and to find out the factors which can affect the teaching speaking skills through A.V.Aids. And my hypotheses were, there is no apparent difference or distinction between the ESL learners' performance in the pre-test and the post-test. That was my first hypothesis. And the second one was, there is no apparent distinction between A.V.Aids usage and learners' satisfaction and significance correlation between the A.V.Aids usage and the learner's satisfaction. And that was my literature review. In my point of view, the role of A.V.Aids is unavoidable for better learning. If you want to learn, if you want to teach in a good way, then you should try to use the A.V.Aids in the classroom. And the teacher himself is the best A.V.Aid. If he knows how to use them, then he himself is the best A.V.Aid. Otherwise, there is a multimedia, but the teacher is not trained. He can't use them. Then every effort on the part of the administration, that is futile. The students find it easier to study with A.V.Aids to make the process of learning meaningful and stress-free. One possible reason of low speaking proficiency is the result of limited access to A.V.Aids and authentic materials. I think that competence and confidence in speaking may be developed from an appropriate helping aids, design syllabi, teaching methods, and ample training and practice. And there were basically 50 students and 20 teachers from Bahawalpur region who participated in this study. And if we talk about its methodology, it was an experimental type of research based on quantitative research approach, and stratified random sampling was done. And over here, you can see the research tools which I used for this study were the pre-test and post-test for the students, and a questionnaire was prepared for the teachers to share or get their experiences about teaching speaking skills with the help of A.V.Aids. And that is the comparison between the pre-test and the post-test. That is the reflection of the result. You can see that, and over here is the comparison between the A.V.Aids usage and the learner satisfaction, and that is the correlation between that work, and that was my result. And that is the data analysis of teachers' questionnaire. I distributed 20 questionnaire among the teachers who participated in this study, and then I deduced these factors on the behalf of their collected data. First point was that 98% teachers agreed that students take interest when we are going to use this sort of the A.V.Aids in the classrooms, and 100% were agreeing that students participate in that work. When we say, beta bring that, they bring it. And what is this? They tell about that. And 80% said that students' confidence is automatically increased. They become very confident in using English language. And 99% said that by using the A.V.Aids, students are motivated. We can arouse their personal or inner interest by showing them some sort of the objects. And 98% said that students speaking English and the communication skills were improved. And that is the graphic description of my data analysis about the questionnaire. And if we talk about the findings and the conclusion, I find out on the behalf of my work that the potential role of A.V.Aids needed to explore in speaking skills to assess whether it brings a positive change or not. And my findings were, A.V.Aids can be said as information, education and entertainment combined in one package. In one class, you can show and teach them all these things. And they are very good source for teaching speaking skills because they increase students' ability to understand language outside the classroom context. His speaking language will not be confined within the class. He can use that language outside the class because he will correlate the things which are outside the class. And its use motivates and encourages the students to develop English speaking proficiency. The experience and the qualification of the teacher had a very positive impact because when the teachers are trained, then automatically they can impart good knowledge to their students and they can increase and motivate their students to get their attention or the participation at the very outset even in the class, and such students can never forget such teachers even after studying them since long. So if you want to make your impression everlasting, you have to make your lectures and the lessons very lively. You should give them a good spirit in that because your students are always your strength and they will work like the wings if you are working with them. And the activities were used to provide free and spontaneous practice of language with the help of A.V.Aids. And these were some suggestions and recommendations in a language classroom where students get admission for the sake of improving their English language, but due to unavailability of lab equipments and experienced teachers, they leave the institute. That is a negative impact. But the good institutes hire good teachers because good teachers never repay later. They pay off you at the very outset. So, the good and experienced teachers really want to educate their students and they can be helpful for them. Honest, qualified teachers, language labs, suitable atmosphere, airy and very bright atmosphere of the classroom, reasonable fee structure of the language class at the institute can bring good results among your students because you must be the result oriented instead of making your business and collecting the money. The teacher should always encourage and to enhance the speaking skills of their students, and grammar translation method, it must not be relied upon too much. The students and you should try to interact in the second language, and there must be a systematic progression in your lesson from easy to difficult. The classroom environment should be student-centered. You have to involve your students, get their attention, and these were some references from which I got the help. And thanks for your very kind patience. And at the end of this session, I will be available over here to give you answers of the queries, of your questions, and even my scholars who will be presenting their papers, they will also be available to give the answers in your questions in our discussion session. So I'm very thankful to all of you for listening to me, and I hope you will get and you will be updated by the very insightful presentations of my scholars. And thanks for lending in your ears. Thank you.